very cute hair. Thanks. Yours too. My socks, I look like I have that head.
Back then, we still believed in this world. I guess it's easier to accept a story than believe that the people around you are monsters.
Years after the events of The Handmaid's Tale, this coming-of-age story finds a new generation of young women in Gilead grappling with the bleak future that awaits them. The cast celebrated the premiere of The Testaments at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures and dished on what we can expect from season 1. Let's take a look.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever looked this good in my whole life. Like, this is as good as it gets.
Oh my god, so now you have to tell me what you're wearing.
Okay, this is Vivienne Westwood. I have a bunch of vintage jewels, and these are Tom Ford. Shout out to my stylist Isabel Stern, who, pushed me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, well, you look great, and I love that you're wearing Vivienne Westwood, especially for a show talking about women and everything. So how important is it do you feel to be doing all this?
I mean, I think it's so important for all of us women to be represented. The show itself was just such a celebration of femininity and women working together, and such incredible friendships were born. I really feel it's a triumph for women.
Were you a fan of The Handmaid's Tale before?
Yes, a huge fan. My very first audition out of drama school was for Handmaids, and I remember just
what's going on?
The tides of time, the bells toll. It's scary because this building is giving a little bit Gilead, this sort of cement underpass.
Yeah, so if you can describe Gilead in your experience in 3 words, what would it be?
Authority, control, secrets.
How excited are you to be here tonight?
I am so excited. I mean, I've been waiting for this night just to see everybody. I mean, this is such an ensemble cast, and I had so much fun filming The Testaments, and so just seeing everybody here, it's such a nice reunion.
It probably was very heavy filming. How do you take filming something so heavy and dark, but being also so excited? It is such an ensemble and such a great story.
Yeah, well, I think the importance of it starts on set and creating and fostering a safe environment, and I honestly can credit that so much to the entire cast and crew, because when you have a safe space and people that you really do admire and want to come to work with every day, it makes just the job so much easier. And so I think just when the call cut and we all go back to the green room, just knowing that I feel safe with every individual on set, it really makes it so much better.
Because you're not feeling safe in Gilead, so what can you tease to us about this season?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of frustration from these girls as they come to realize the world that they're living in is not exactly as they seem to be. Something that I love about the show is it's so whimsical, and there's this magical realism element to it until the rose-colored glasses come off. And so I think you can definitely expect that kind of awakening with this new version.
Okay, well, Luke is back. I was such a fan of Handmaid's Tale, so just wanted to let you know you were so good in it. And now we get to watch your fictional daughter run the show.
Exactly. It's about time. Let's go.
How excited are you that the show's continuing?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's such an extraordinary show. And to be honest, I thought Handmaids as it was could have had an extra season in it anyway. But now it's going to have many more seasons because the Testaments are going to take over, and I think it's going to be great.
Will we see you?
I can't say. I'm sorry. Embargo.
Restricted.
Restricted area.
Oh my God. When you think of Gilead, and you could bring anything in the modern day, what would you bring?
Wait, if I think of Gilead, if I could what?
If you could bring anything in the modern day, what would you bring?
Back to Gilead? Yes. Oh man, jacuzzis? Do they have jacuzzis in Gilead? I'm a big
doubt
jacuzzi
it.
person.
I love jacuzzis. Yes, I totally get it. Welcome back. Welcome back to Gilead.
I know. I'm so glad to be back in Gilead. It's been a break.
Yes. So how's it being back and seeing this new generation of the show?
I'm just so excited to see what's been going on in Gilead since we left. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Doing without us.
I know. OT was saying he wanted another season.
For The Handmaid's Tale, it would have been nice. I know somebody asked me which character they wished would come back, and I was like, can I say myself?
I
want to go back to Gilead for a second.
What do you miss about Gilead?
What'd you say?
I was like, what do you miss about Gilead?
I miss about Gilead. Well, I did like my clothes, and me personally, I just miss my friends, and Bradley and Yvonne and that one.
So how does it feel to be a boy on this show?
Like it kind of intimidating a little bit. Like it was kind of a crazy experience. I've never like had such a gender imbalance in the show that I'm on, but also I've learned a lot from these girls. They're all incredibly talented and nice.
Was it like, do you feel like you were getting into like girl drama while this like being there?
I was one of the girls by the end of it. Okay, I was a member of the girl group at that point. I made my way in eventually. Yeah.
So what can you tease us about the show?
Well, you can expect some brutality. You know, this is not like a light world, but I think there's a streak of optimism and hope in this that you might enjoy. Yeah.
If you could bring anything like a modern day thing from Gilead to Gilead, what would you bring?
I'm going to need my AirPods because I can barely go to sleep without a podcast playing at this point. So, yeah.
I listen to podcasts all the time for bed, so I totally get it.
This is a dream. Pinch me. What a show to step into. What a legacy. What an honor to represent this thing. This is not just a previous show. This is a book. This is so much. So it's been kind of the honor of my life.
Casual.
Yeah, casual. No
is
big
fine.
deal. No big deal. Yeah.
What can you tease about this season? What can fans expect?
Okay, so it is Handmaid's Tale, but about young girls. So it's different. It is a coming of age in a fascist society. And that comes with a little bit more humor, a little bit more levity, because these are still young women figuring out themselves. Who am I going to marry? What's going to happen? But then they're also fighting the power. And it's pretty incredible to watch them.
Isn't it like kind of weird for you to like seeing like what the parallels or what's happening like now?
It's kind of wild. And I know that the first time Handmaids came out, it was at a very important moment. And it's like it's meant to be, because now it's coming out, and this is about a society that has stripped people of their rights. This is about the battle over women's bodies. This is about a battle over education. And we need to tell this story right now.
No, I agree.
These are things that are happening, and they're relevant, and we need to fight. And I really hope that this is a good reflection of where things can go really badly.
It's weird because like The Handmaid's Tale obviously told that story, and yet we're still telling the story.
Well, and now we're going to tell the story, but we're going to tell it about how it affects young women, which, to me, is one of the most important things, how it affects young people and how it affects women.
It was amazing. I mean, we worked so hard on the show. It's great to see it finally come out and be with all my castmates. So it's sick. It's cool.
So what can you like reveal or tease about the show?
Ooh, me and Shunammite's character are very fierce and outspoken, and we have a lot of cool interactions that I think will be fun for the audience to see.
I don't think that works well at Gilead.
Yeah, not really. We get into some trouble, for sure.
And then being part of this such a crazy franchise, like how did it feel like stepping into this role?
Felt really cool. I actually really love the show. I think all of Margaret Atwood's work is really productive and important, especially for women of youth to hear. So I'm really excited to just be part of it.
Okay, you have to bring one modern day thing to Gilead. What would it bring?
They could use a cell phone. It might be nice to learn.
How did it feel like being on set, like being in this role? Like how excited were you to be a part of like this franchise?
I am a massive Margaret Atwood fan and have been for a really long time. I've written essays about her work, and so it's absolutely crazy to get to be a part of something that she obviously had a massive role in creating. And before I booked the role, I kept track of that project for a long time, and I cannot believe that I actually am standing here right now.
And like she was on set, so did you fangirl?
I did not have to meet her. I was so scared, but she was on set, and she's such a fun person. Everyone says she's absolutely brilliant, but also has such a great sense of humor, and that's really apparent.
So what can you tease about this season?
I would say it's definitely a new side of Gilead. You're seeing it from the view of our characters who have grown up within it, so it doesn't seem as strange to them, but it definitely seems strange to the viewer. So you kind of see them uncover those layers and kind of learn what they're actually living in.
One, it's a really exciting adventure and building off of the world of the Handmaids, but in this very fun girlfriend story. And just how you need friends, honestly, in this tough world.
I'm very overwhelmed at the moment, but I'm very grateful that we're all here and that the show's coming out.
How exciting is it it's like finally here and like everyone gets to see it?
It's crazy. We worked really hard on this show, and I think we're just so excited to see people's reaction.
What can you tease about the season, your character? What can you tell the fans?
I think people will be surprised that there's a lot more humor in it than I think they will anticipate. There's a lot of light. There's a lot of love between the girls. And of course, Gilead's a dark place, but there's a lot of love happening also.
How was it like working, like being in Gilead, like first, like having all that like darkness around, like did you really like put your brain into it?
It's acting for me, so I like act like I'm there. No, but I just mean that I just pretend I'm there, and then when they yell cut, I'm not there anymore.
Yeah, because everyone was saying like it felt like it was like really like heavy scenes and then really light in like the set. So I was like thinking like how weird could that be?
It's really nice, I think that all of us really love each other, and the set was a really safe place, and when we were shooting things that were really intense for a long time, we all just were there for each other.
I know, it's like all your hard work is now here to celebrate all this.
It feels so surreal, I still can't really think, I still don't really realize that we're all still here, and it's happening.
So what can you tease about your character in this season?
So Becca is one of the young plum girls that attends the Lydia School, and what's really unique and different about her is that she enters the world already hesitant and doubtful about the fact that one day she'll have to become a wife. So it was kind of refreshing to play into a new perspective and a new insight that a character has to offer into Gilead.
How is it working? How is it being in Aunt Lydia's world?
Oh my gosh! Just working alongside Ann Dowd was such a treat, and she's such an incredible and generous and kind soul. She obviously has so much insight to the world to offer. So being able to have that firsthand, advice just from her was incredible.
If you could bring anything from the modern world to Gilead, what would you bring?
Maybe social media. These girls need an outlet just to scroll on, to brain rot, scroll on every single night, just to get away from, the world.
What would your hopes be for season 2?
I hope that in season 2, these girls really continue to explore their friendships within each other. They are so strong within numbers, and they're so strong within each other, and they find that strength from within, from their friendships that they curate along the way. So I hope that they continue to explore this.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying like the main theme of this show is like friendship. Like, how's that? Like, how do you explore that as like more like I feel like in like The Handmaid's Tale it was friendship, but it's like a very different type of friendship because this is like a younger friendship, like you're younger women.
I think what's different about this show is that there's a sense of lightheartedness and there's a levity to the show that's not really seen in The Handmaid's Tale. These girls are able to still find joy and curiosity and the normal feelings that young adolescent women go through, where they're curious about finding out who they are and they want to explore their individuality and their identities. So I think that's a really refreshing and new tone that the show has to offer.
We had no idea what we were capable of. It was time for us to change things. 'Cause you're a dream to me.
Hi, my name is Matea Conforti, and you've just been buzzed.